She's so sweet, so nice. It's nice to kind of get to spend some time with her. We've messaged a little on Instagram beforehand, but to get to spend some time with her and to see the influence that she has on people, bring people out here, and to see how amazing an influence she is just for sports was really cool to see.
She exploded onto the scene like a supernova, shattering records and rewriting the history books before her first season was even over. Caitlin Clark didn't just join the WNBA, she electrified it. Arenas that were once half empty were suddenly sold out, with fans paying hundreds of dollars just to catch a glimpse of her magic. Television ratings skyrocketed, shattering decades-old viewership records. She was a generational talent, a marketing goldmine dropped right into the league's lab.
And now, as an amateur golfer, Caitlin Clark is changing the way that people think about women golf.
But as her rookie year reached its climax, a strange and unsettling narrative began to emerge. While Caitlin Clark was single-handedly bringing more eyes to women's basketball than ever before, the league itself seemed almost hesitant to embrace her. A quiet frustration began to simmer among her millions of fans. They watched as she received what many called a shocking lack of recognition from the very organization she was lifting to new heights. But what they would witness next in a completely different sport altogether would expose this growing divide for the entire world to see and would leave everyone asking one burning question. Why was the WNBA fumbling its most valuable player? Stick around because the story of what's really happening behind the scenes is about to be exposed.
LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season.
The evidence of this disconnect started piling up almost immediately, creating a chasm between fan expectation and league action that seemed to widen with every broken record. After a historic rookie season where she averaged 19 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds, becoming the only player in league history to hit over 100 three-pointers and 300 assists, the moment of celebration felt strangely hollow, almost like an afterthought. The announcement of her Rookie of the Year award, an achievement that should have been a massive promotional event for the entire league, was made not on a gleaming court surrounded by media flashbulbs and roaring fans, but in a vacant silent gym. The setting was shockingly austere. There was no grand ceremony, no live broadcast honor the league's new superstar, no montage of her incredible highlights set to inspiring music. It was a quiet, almost administrative affair. The kind of presentation you might expect for an Internal Employee of the Month award, not for a generational talent who had just moved the needle for an entire sport. For fans, this was the first major red flag, a visual representation of a deeper problem. It wasn't just a missed opportunity. It felt like a deliberate downplaying of her success, a refusal to acknowledge that she was different, that she was special.
You pick up little pointers here and there, and to me that's inspirational. Whether it, just listening to Caitlin, her work ethic and what's important to her, and I mean she's just starting, her round of golf, if her journey. She's just teed off on hole 1 or 2. I've made the turn already.
Social media erupted with criticism, with clips of the empty gym presentation going viral for all the wrong reasons. One viral tweet perfectly captured the mood, stating, "The WNBA is acting like Caitlin Clark is just another player when she's clearly the entire game." This was the beginning of a glaring contradiction that everyone could see, a league being carried by a star it seemed reluctant to crown. The moment was supposed to be a coronation. Instead, it felt like a dismissal, leaving supporters to wonder if the league truly understood the value the asset it possessed or of internal politics were preventing them from celebrating her properly. This single event became a powerful symbol, a story told not in words, but in the stark emptiness of a room that should have been filled with applause. Now, let's jump to a sun-drenched golf course of the LPGA's Annika Prom, where the atmosphere couldn't have been more different. While the WNBA was presenting awards in empty rooms, a different women's sports league was rolling out the red carpet in a stunning display of strategic savvy. The LPGA didn't just invite Caitlin Clark to play. They built the entire event around her star power. understanding that her presence was a tidal wave of attention they could ride to new heights.
Come say hi. I need to introduce myself. I play out here on tour. I'm Maria. Thank you for being out here. It's very cool what you're doing for sports, kicking ass on and off the field. But now,
And here's the Caitlin Clark effect, Morgan, with Maria Fossey and other players out here following her.
That's good. A lot of fun. Made it easy. Annika, could I steal you for a second? I don't think I'll have like bigger. I can't say bad stuff on TV, but badasses. Once together, we're doing a fun like funky on that side. There we go. Yeah. I'm next. Yes. 1, 2, 3.
In a move of pure marketing genius, they pair her with Nelly Korda, the #1 ranked female golfer in the entire world. This wasn't coincidence. It was a strategic masterstroke that created an irresistible storyline, pitting the queen of the court with the queen of the course. The LPGA ensured Caitlin received VIP treatment from the moment she arrived, seamlessly integrating her into their world. They adjusted the golf channel's broadcast schedule to provide live coverage of a round, something almost unheard of for a prom event, ensuring her millions of fans could follow her every move. Social media was flooded with clips and highlights of her every swing, from powerful drives to delicate putts, all framed as must-see television. The message was clear and unequivocal. Caitlin Clark was a headline attraction, a main event.
I said it, the buzz from the players.
I'm distracting you.
For
No, y'all are trying to get
has
finished.
been huge.
Somebody take this picture.
By the way, Allie, an
Ready?
outstanding
Yeah, let's do
point
it.
guard in her own right in Fulton, Mississippi. All-state
Thanks for being here. Yeah. Good luck.
in that sport as well.
And the biggest stars in golf were her biggest cheerleaders, offering public endorsements that felt genuine and enthusiastic. Nelly Sayre herself gushed, "I didn't watch basketball before Caitlin. She's phenomenal." A statement that spoke volumes about Clark's crossover appeal. Tournament host and legend Annika Sörenstam call her an inspiration for every women's sport, framing her impact in the broadest, most meaningful terms.
To be with, two of the best to, probably ever play this game. It's super fun and special for me. Like, I'm a fan of both of them, but a fan of, all the women on this tour. I think it's absolutely incredible. So it's special for myself.
The LPGA was doing more than just welcoming an athlete. They were celebrating a cultural phenomenon. And in doing so, they were brilliantly introducing their own stars and their sport to a massive brand new audience. They saw the bigger picture, recognizing that a rising tide lifts all boats, and they had just welcomed the biggest tide in women's sports. Back in the world of basketball, the glowing reports from the golf course were not being met with applause, but with what insiders described as a growing sense of fury and frustration within the WNBA's headquarters. But the anger curiously wasn't directed at Caitlin for participating. Instead, league officials were reportedly fuming that the LPGA had so effectively and publicly showcased what they themselves had failed to do, holding up a mirror to their own promotional shortcomings. So, what was fueling this internal resentment? Speculation from sports analysts and insiders points to a deep-seated conflict within the league's culture, a struggle between old-school team-first ideologies and a modern reality of star-driven economics. Some sources suggest that certain veteran players felt eclipsed by the overwhelming media and fan focus on a rookie, leading to a subtle but significant pressure on the league to promote the collective over any one individual. This created an environment where highlighting Clark too much was perceived as disrespecting the established veterans who had built the league. Others placed the blame squarely on the shoulders of the leadership, accusing them of a catastrophic failure in marketing vision and a fundamental lack of agility. The league's commissioner, Kathy Angelbert, has often spoken about the need to balance stories and avoid putting a single player on a pedestal, a philosophy rooted in an egalitarian view of team sports. But while this philosophy aims for unity and internal harmony, it completely ignores a fundamental time-tested rule of sports entertainment. Transcendent superstars are what drive interest, revenue, and cultural relevance. They are the entry point for casual fans who then learn to love the rest of the league. The WNBA, it seemed, was so afraid of upsetting its internal ecosystem or being accused of favoritism that it was willing to let its golden goose fly away, or worse, watch another league build a golden cage for her. This brings us to the core of the conflict, a stark clash of philosophies that represents two very different paths for the future of women's sports. On one side, you have the LPGA, which saw Caitlin Clark not merely as a basketball player, but as a crossover tidal wave of attention, a cultural force that transcended her primary sport. They understood on an instinctual level that her presence could bring millions of basketball fans to the golf course. And that once there, these new viewers would be introduced to the incredible talents of stars like Nelly Korda and Annika Sörenstam. They capitalized on her moment with precision and confidence, and doing so elevated the profile of their entire sport. It was a bold, confident, and opportunistic strategy that screamed, "We are ready for our moment." On the other side, the WNBA appears trapped in a timid, outdated mindset, seemingly paralyzed by the very stardom they